Listen up, Shakers. Here at the Handshakin Video Series, we're all about creating strong and supportive communities for entrepreneurs. A rising tide lifts all boats, so let's all win here. Here's the best advice for free. Shakers, we're back with Phil Sanderson of the Handshakin Video Series. We're here to talk about community. To get us started, Phil, I'd really like to learn about how, you hear a lot about Harvard MBAs, Harvard JDs. It's a tight-knit community. It's obvious to see, and that's part of what makes that entity and community so successful. What are some key features in that community that have helped you in your career?
Well, the network is very strong and very broad, and I will say, in being in the Bay Area, many of the MBAs have sort of blended together. I find that I have so much in common with members of the Stanford Business School community or the Haas community or the Wharton community that it sort of all blends. That said, when I'm working with companies and they say, we're trying to get some sales inroads, I will mine the Harvard Business School network and really pull out some amazing people at very high levels and make those introductions. So I use that network mostly for business purposes, and then the people that I know that are out here, and there's quite a bit of venture capitalists in my business school class, probably at least a dozen, maybe 15 out in the Bay Area, and I see them on a regular basis. And one of the reasons to go to business school is to learn about business and best practices. It's also to build a network, and I think that's really helped me out over the years.
Definitely. Now learning from that network, could you kind of walk me through community and network and eventually what made you want to launch VC Network?
Sure. I saw the power of networking throughout my early career. When I got into venture capital, I saw something happening in the venture community, which was an expansion, a pretty large expansion. There are about 1,100 general partners in the Silicon Valley area who are members of the national body, the NVCA. That's a lot. Before I got into the business, there were probably a third of that. And there was a lot of networking and deal sharing and just informal gatherings. But as the industry started to institutionalize, it got very broad. I really felt like there was an opportunity to bring that back together. Plus, I wanted to personally network. So I started a group called the VC Network, and I organized about 15 to 20 events a year for venture capitalists, social events where we can get together and share ideas, share deal flow, and help in that syndication process. Because while the venture industry is competitive, I view it as co-opetition. And we syndicate most of the investments we make with other VCs, and we work closely together on boards. So in our industry, networking is more important than most. But it's important in all industries, and it's important to get out there and really work your network, which will help in sales, recruiting, idea sharing on the product side in every level of your business.
Yeah, wow, that's fascinating. And we can check it out at vcnetwork.com, was it?
sfvc.com.
SFVC is your blog. So that's where VC Network lives.
Right, yeah, and I also have some VC Network elements there. So vcnetwork.org is the organization for VC Network. Exactly.
Cool. Yeah. All right, cool.